Yo, check it out. It's Brian Rill in the house. Author, artist, juggler. He's turning heads, no doubt. Cornhusker, Heimlich maneuver. He got your back. Prankster, gangster, making mischief. That's a fact. Musician, high roller, bling shoes, bling bling. Content creator, graphic artist, doing his thing. 3D animator, whispers to the cats. So fly, sandwich artist, investigator. Always asking why. Always asking why. Always asking why. Always asking why.
Hi, how are you?
High five, high 10. Oh my God, I can't believe Catrina is on the podcast. This is Dustin Tidwell.
Hey,
Hi.
Catrina, how you doing?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. Where are you at right now? part of
Currently,
the
I
world?
am in Pennsylvania. I am home in PA. I'm moving this month, so crazy month, had to be home.
Where are
Gotcha.
you moving to?
About an hour and a half away, closer to Maryland. PA is a little crazy sometimes, so I'm getting a little closer to Maryland now, but
I was just telling you, Catrina, she's in like 25 million magazines.
That's a
yeah,
lot of
I
magazines.
I stopped counting a long time ago. I definitely did.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you get started in modeling?
To be honest with you, by finally not saying no to photo shoots that kept getting offered to me. It kept getting offered to me for the longest time, and I just didn't want to do it. And then finally, I did one. So from there, everything kind of grew. And like my first photo shoot, I ended up with 3 shoots the next week, and it just kept going and going and going.
That's awesome. So it wasn't like necessarily an ambition of yours to be a magazine model. It just came to you?
It really kind of did. I started doing a couple of portraits with a local photographer that was also an artist I knew, and it kind of took off from there. It wasn't really my intention. I'm a chef. Like, I went to culinary school. I had tattoos. I was 24 years old. I was not thinking I'd ever become a model, and then it just happened. So.
How
That's
did
really
you get
awesome.
started? What was your first magazine?
Oh my. I'd say my first big name magazine was probably Fuse magazine, which I just adored. I always had like a thing for Fuse. So I ended up in Fuse probably about 5 or 6 times. After that, I ended up with a real quick L'Oreal, 2 shots with L'Oreal. And then I've gone on to fitness, and I've done a few other things as well. Sorry, one of my biggest ones.
Yeah, and then there's like 20 more.
Oh my God, yeah. There's so many more. I've been in all of like some of the more moderate ones. I've been like on the cover of Vigor. I've been on the cover of Marika, a couple of those. I did do Style Cruise. That was really cool. I was like the first shot when you opened it up. Been in there a few times.
Dreamy magazine.
Yep.
Elements magazine. Tease
Surreal.
magazine.
Yep.
Temptations.
Yes. Temptations, Tease, and Bikini. That's the 3. They're with all of them. I actually at one point had a cover with 2 of them at the same time. So I like, you could walk through the store and it was literally me next to each other because it's the same publisher. It was really funny.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Well, thank you.
So Brian, I was thinking maybe we could talk to her a little bit about like her COVID experience and how her business world, her professional world changed or was different than before and now.
I have
Does that sound like an alright topic to talk about?
I have one of the most weird outlying COVID experiences that exists, though. Like, fair warning.
Okay, that sounds great.
Like, I ended up with an incredibly successful year during COVID, and I felt like such a jackass.
What happened when you first figured it out?
Well, you see, I kind of lucked out because I was modeling too, but I'm also very connected in the food industry. I was working with food trucks in the food industry. So we kind of lucked out to be able to get contracts from like random HOA to park at the bottom of some fancy neighborhood and just have them like send flyers out to people and say, well, hey, this food truck's going to be here. So I'd be like, down in the middle of some random neighborhood when you couldn't go grocery shop, couldn't do anything but go grocery shopping. Restaurants were shut down, couldn't do anything, and all you were doing was cooking for like yourself at home for months on end. So a food truck, which sounds so ridiculous, did so well in all of those neighborhoods though, for all of the people that were just tired of cooking.
I bet a food truck would be bomber during the time when all the restaurants closed down.
I think the food trucks during the 2 years of COVID, those were like our record-breaking years for that business itself. Like, we never had a better year.
Are you partial owner of that food truck business?
I'm not of that one. I'm tied to a few other things, and I'm kind of just a general manager involved in that. But I have a few other things that I'm tied into as part owner.
So you started your modeling career getting in magazines when you were 24 years old?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I started modeling at like the number they used to tell you you'd be retiring as a model.
Wow, I didn't even start thinking
Interesting.
about the real world until I was 24 years old.
I know. I feel almost bad, but like also it kind of puts like a representation of how put together some of these women that became supermodels really had to be. Because think about it, like they made their career at like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and became household names by the time they were 24. Like that's incredible.
You
Oh,
have any aspiring to get into the Vogue magazine or Playboy magazine now that they're like super cool?
I have actually. Vogue is on my bucket list. I've been wanting to get into Vogue magazine for quite a while now. It's just been one of my goals throughout most of my career. It's just one of those ones that you like grow up watching and paying attention to. So it's kind of a nice one to imagine that I could potentially make it in. And I would gladly do Playboy too. It's a little different nowadays, though. It's not quite the same way that it used to be like 10 years ago. So
Yeah, they don't do nudity or more like boudoir. Would you be pissed if I told you I was in Vogue magazine?
yeah.
Oh, I was in Vogue magazine when I was a kid. Vogue
Ah,
Bambini. They came to my Tucson school and they were like, "Hey, we need you to hang out and make a lot of money." And they made me hold hands with a girl
uh,
and they spiked my hair all up. And I
and then
started
it all
crying.
started.
Yeah, then I just started crying and I said, I'm quitting. And then I spent all my money on G.I. Joe.
Oh, that's hilarious, Brian. How much did they pay you?
It's like $125.
To be in a magazine?
yeah.
Yeah, I was
Magazines
dumb.
don't even pay anymore.
Yeah,
What?
they don't pay more anymore. It's like what you get, right? For one
Yeah.
shoot.
So
Yeah.
when you do, Katrina, when you do a photo shoot in a magazine, you're not getting paid tens of thousands of dollars?
No, not by the magazine. You don't get paid at all by the magazine. The only thing that you get paid is like through the actual shoot itself. So usually like I've learned this already. As a model, for example, I cannot submit photos to a magazine myself. It has to be the photographer. The photographer owns those images. So the photographer can submit to Vogue or Playboy or whatever. I cannot unless I get written permission from the photographer. So it's the photographer that's hiring me for their look to try to get what they want in order to submit that to the magazine.
That's fucked up.
That is fucked
Like-
up.
Yep. But like Vogue and Playboy, they don't pay you anymore. You could get in really big name magazines and you will not see a dime, especially as the model. I can't even get free magazine copies from half these guys anymore. Like that, it used to be like a pretty common courtesy. Like they'd send you a free copy at least if you're in it. But they don't even do that
Right.
anymore.
That's fucked up because I got a free copy.
And $125.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I got GI Joe guys.
So how do you get paid? I don't know anything about the modeling industry or the magazine, none of that. How do you get paid then?
I get paid through the photographer. So I get like paid that day that we shoot everything. And then my work's done. From there, it's just the
So he
photographer
pays you a few
getting
$100
paid.
and then you get paid a few
Usually
$100
little bit more
and then
than 200. 200's like an hour of my rate, but yeah.
okay.
So like I get a fair amount the day of, but anything that they make after that, from the time I pack up my bags and leave, that's their money, unless there's royalties written into my contract for some reason.
How can you
Holy
get
cow,
royalties
Brian!
in
If you
the contract?
recorded a song, and I paid you to do the song, and then the song hit top 10, and I kept all the money, wouldn't you feel shafted?
Hey, I might do that for you. One song though. Only one song. I give you all the royalties because you're my buddy. Hey, I just want to say, and now a word from our sponsor.
My fellow Americans, you know, our great nation is built on the promise of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And today I want to talk to you about something that can help us pursue that happiness, especially for our hard-working bachelors out there. Catrinarae coin. Catrinarae coin is not just a government subsidy. It's a symbol of our commitment to ensuring that every American can enjoy the blessings of freedom and happiness. We understand that times can be tough, and that's why we've introduced this program to lend a hand when it's needed most. For our bachelors who might be struggling to make ends meet, Catrinarae coin offers an opportunity to enjoy something special, something that can lift your spirits. It's about supporting you in the pursuit of your happiness. With Catrinarae coin, we're here to cover up to $13 per month, allowing you to subscribe to her OnlyFans. Now, Catrina's content isn't just a subscription. It's an expression of the American spirit, the freedom to enjoy life, to find joy, and to relish in the pursuit of happiness. In these challenging times, we believe that every American should have a reason to look forward to tomorrow. Catrinarae coin is our way of making that happen. It's about celebrating our shared values, our shared dreams, and our shared pursuit of happiness. So, to all our fellow Americans out there, remember that Catrinarae coin is here for you to ensure that you can enjoy the finer things in life and pursue your happiness no matter your circumstances. Catrinarae coin, because in America, we believe in freedom, happiness, and the pursuit of joy for all. Together we can make it happen. Thank you, and God bless the United States.
And we're back. Catrinarae. I asked if you're in a band because I saw this band on your page, Biting Nails or something, Nail Bite.
Nail bite, yeah.
Is that your favorite band?
I can't say they're my favorite band, but when it comes to local PA based, more recent up and coming bands, it's probably definitely on the list. Has to be. They're a very talented group of teenage kids.
And lead singer is like a super babe, warrior princess, you know, like Rage Against the Machine, but with a woman.
Her hair is probably like to her knees, if not damn near to her knees, and it's like this beautiful blonde color. But they're all, like I said, they're all kids. They're still in school. They have like a lot going on. They're incredibly impressive. I am absolutely like enthralled by every single track I ever hear them come out with. They deserve like every little bit of love and support that I can get. I was at their very first show, so I think I'll always have like a little place in my heart for them because they came and performed at a club I used to be at like every week because it was my boyfriend's club, ex-boyfriend's club, but I was there for their first show. I've seen them like become sponsored by Black Craft Clothing. I've seen them win Battle of the Bands to win tickets to Louder Than Life now twice. These guys are quite impressive. So, yeah, I share everything I see them
song? What's your favorite song by them?
They did this one that's called Little Friend of Mine, or Friend of... I can never remember if it's Little Friend of Mine or Friend of Mine, but it's Friend of Mine by them, and it's such a good track. It also has a music video, and the music video is also really good.
Would we be able to find that song and slip it into this podcast?
Yeah, it's definitely on Spotify. It's on YouTube. The video's on YouTube. It's definitely out there.
Brian, maybe you could drop 30 seconds of that song into this.
Oh, I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
You think they'd like it if we played it? Let's take a look. Okay, this is Nail Bite with, what's the song?
Friend of Mine.
And we're back. Catrina, you're probably the most popular model we ever had on the show.
Well, thank you.
Other than you, Brian, you were in vogue.
Yeah, stiff competition here. This is the star-studded crew right here.
This is why I have the podcast. And
yeah,
I've never been in a magazine. I've only been in the rap sheets.
This guy is a tailor painter. He paints suits the way he paints his pictures. And I have a tailor painted suit by him.
Got it.
And it's
I'll
worth,
have to check that out.
suit.
It's
I'll have
worth
to check
less.
this out. You'll have to send me pictures and links.
Oh yeah, well, let's take a look. Let's take a look, shall we? And this is me in my tailor painted suit. And here I am hanging out with Drew. Drew had a good Halloween costume, won the first prize.
Upside Down Man.
Upside Down Man. He had hats on his hands and a boot on his head and gloves on his feet.
No, he had hats on his feet and a boot on his head and boxer shorts as a shirt and a shirt as his pants.
Well, what do you have on his hands?
A beer.
What?
I don't think he had anything on his hands. I think he just had beers in them.
Oh, okay. I thought he had like shoes
what
on
else?
his hands. And he would
How
kick
else do you think he
people.
got upside down?
He kicked people with his head, and he had a shoe on his head. He would kick people in the ass.
Got it.
Yeah, that was the best costume of the evening.
Yeah, sounds it. Rightly won.
Catrina.
So our little town is about 6,000 people, and Saturday night was the adult Halloween, and they go all out in town. I mean, it was fucking awesome. until people got really, really drunk and somebody fell on their face and broke their teeth out. But until that moment, it was a great night.
That is always what ruins every moment. That once ruined a flag football game for me. It was just totally sober, though, totally sober.
You got your teeth knocked out?
Luckily, wasn't me, but it was one of my friends, and their tooth literally got split right in half. It was their front tooth playing flag football.
Oh, that poor girl.
Yeah,
That sucks.
that's the
And
worst.
now let's take a word from the dentist, our sponsor, the dentist. Catrina,
Yeah.
you got some pretty good Halloween costumes. I saw some like definite horror in your photographs. Is that
Yeah.
something you like to do, or is that just good at it?
Oddly enough, I never do anything for Halloween. I always end up working on Halloween. I always have some job or something to do on Halloween, so I never get to go to the party, and I never get to do much of anything.
But you have the greatest makeup. You always have the greatest horror Halloween. Is that just like the photographer wanting
Yeah.
to do that?
Yeah, I learned how to make fake blood a little while ago. I learned something. Fun fact, fake blood 9 times out of 10 is either not edible or tastes like toothpaste. Yeah, it's not good, real bad. I'm a chef, I can do better. So I would just always make my own fake blood and travel with chocolate flavored fake blood. And people are and I'm like, yeah, you can eat it. It's great. It tastes like chocolate.
Wow. So when this girl at this bar walked up to me and she was screaming, I thought it was a costume because she was bleeding out of her nose and her tooth was broken, and I totally thought it was a costume. And no one was taking her serious because we all fucking thought that girl had a cool costume. No, man, that was real blood. I think it tasted like real blood.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't taste it,
that's
but I was
awful.
thinking that poor girl.
That's awful.
And a buddy of mine found her tooth on the sidewalk the next morning. I don't think she had a very good Halloween.
That's definitely a different kind of party favor, but all right. Okay.
So you just get riled into this Halloween stuff on your Facebook page?
Yeah, a lot of times I end up doing half of that Halloween stuff a month in advance. So I sit there and I have all of these photos to post a month or 2 months early, and I just sit on them until we get closer to Halloween, and then Halloween comes and I get stuck working. Never get to do anything fun, and I often have things to do up at Field of Screams, so I will literally be up at Field of Screams on Halloween more often than not.
What is Field of Screams?
It is a huge haunted attraction. It's one of the bigger haunted attractions in the country, but it's a really big one that draws a huge number of people from Pennsylvania and surrounding states to come to it every year. There's 5 haunted houses and people chasing it with chainsaws and a big, what do you call those? The little thing you go riding on with the hay bale ride. I always forget what they call those.
Haystack ride.
Yeah, something like that. But they have all of
Is
those.
there a cornfield maze?
Yeah, things like that. They call it Corn Cob Acres, I do believe.
I think the real native way is maze.
Well, this is a huge area and everything is surrounded by a cornfield. It is definitely a place where I would expect in any other regular given day that you may or may not be murdered. So why not go there on Halloween,
Might as well get murdered on Halloween.
Yeah, seems at least seasonal.
Halloween.
The seasonal murder.
At least you would die in style.
Right? So how far are you from Amish country?
Oh, I grew up right next to Amish country. I like have to drive through it all the time. It's great.
Like Lancaster area?
Yeah, I actually like a lot of my businesses are in Lancaster, so I work in and out and around Amish country constantly.
I spent a summer in Amish country with my grandparents, and their house was right in the middle of a cornfield. There was a driveway going to their house, and it was surrounded by corn. I was like 11 years old, and that was fun as shit until you get lost in a cornfield.
Yes.
And that's scary, man. As the sun is setting, getting lost in the cornfield is creepy.
That is so much of the experience that you have in this area. It is not even funny. Like everything is always in the middle of a cornfield.
They call it a maze.
Maze.
Pretty much. Although I almost feel like it's easier to navigate because everything's cut in like perfect squares. Everything.
You ever get crop circles in your cornfield?
You know, not that I've ever noticed, but I wouldn't exactly doubt that it wouldn't be possible. I'm like right by 3 Mile Island. Like Lancaster is like on a river that separates it from York. I grew up in York, and 3 Mile Island is on that river that separates the two. So I can only imagine what kind of creepy, weird, radioactive bullshit happens in in our area.
Have you ever been to Area 51?
No, I haven't. I've been to Nevada a few times, and I can't recall what it was, but there was a really strange bus stop in the middle of nowhere that had like a really creepy alien pun and a whole bunch of weird stuff on it. And honestly, I didn't take much time to observe it very long before just driving the hell away from it because I did not know what was going to happen or what starship was going to be sucking me up into the sky.
Take me home. There's no intelligent life on this planet.
I heard if the aliens come and ask to be taken to our leader, we should point them in the direction of Jack Black because he should know how to do it.
You know, that does seem like a really smart idea, though. I don't know. I don't know how great of an idea, but it seems like it could at least be a thought.
I feel he might be more wise than most of our leaders.
Well, you know, sadly, yeah, you're probably right. Sadly.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Who are our leaders right now? Like, other than ourselves and Dustin Tidwell and Catrinarae. Nobody. We lead ourselves. We're Salida style, and we go out to Pennsylvania and we move and we dance and it's all good. Right, Catrina?
Yeah.
Catrina, we ask everybody, we need a little bit of humility because we're in a bubble in Salida, and we need something outside of ourselves to bring us a little humility. Give us one truth from your bubble and bring it into our bubble.
Well, you know, it's funny because circling back to Lancaster, I say this a lot about people who live in the Lancaster area because it always feels like because everything's kind of so traditional, like people don't really leave their area very often. So I always tell them like travel, like get out, see other things, experience other cultures, leave the state, because if you don't experience those things, first off, we don't know how long some of these areas are going to be there. Like natural disasters happen all the time and they completely wipe away places that we always tell ourselves we wanted to see our whole lives, right? Like it happens every year. So I always tell people, get out there and travel. If there's something you want to see or experience, do it. Like there's nothing that's stopping you, and you can't take the money to the grave. So, but you can live with that memory for the rest of your life. And that is something that is so valuable that I don't think people even realize how important to your soul that ends up being in the long run. Like my annual trip across the country is the thing that I swear to Lord resets me enough to make me keep my sanity for another year, because of just getting out of the space and like seeing new places, new people. I think I could live at Valley of Fire. I go there like every year. It's really bad. But the whole trip across Arizona, New Mexico to get there is like really where I feel myself kind of, I don't know, sink into who I am happy to be. So I tell people, get out, explore, do the things. There's no excuse not to. Like, just go.
When I was in the business world, I had a mentor who used to say, "You'll never see a hearse pulling a U-Haul because you can't take that shit to the grave."
Yep, exactly.
All our lives we sweat and save, building for a shallow grave. Must be something else we say, somehow to defend this place.
Indeed, indeed. And beautiful. Very well said.
Catrina.
Yeah.
Catrinarae on Facebook. Is that your real name?
Yes, it is.
How come you have two names?
How can I have two names? Well, I mean, technically
Yeah,
I have three.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like two surname or two first names.
Well, Catrina's my first name. Rhea is my middle name. So I swear, I always tell people, like, I grew up hearing Catrinarae, like it was all said together anyway. I am the youngest child, so you better believe I was kind of a brat. I've followed just it all run together like one big word for most of my life as it is. So
How many siblings do you have?
oh, well, you see, that gets complicated when you start factoring in marriage. But I have a half brother, a half sister, and I have a couple of step siblings. So
I
How
have
many?
nine.
Hey Brian, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 9 siblings that I've never met.
whoa.
But my dad was a Mormon.
I was gonna guess
Yeah.
Italian. That's what mine is. So
Are you 100% Italian?
no, I'm not. But I just also know that, half of the men in my family have like 17 kids to about 15 women. So
Damn, some child support payments there.
Yep.
You got
They call that the big Italian family, full of love.
You got a big Italian family with a big vineyard, and everybody has to work. I mean, it's a lot of work. The Italians discovered Salida because the ancient Salida tribes, they called it Minkyakooch, which means where my cat pisses.
Whoa.
And the Italians found it and they said, well, this is great. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Are you prepared for the alien invasion? In this vast universe, the chance of us being alone is minuscule. As we inch closer to making contact with extraterrestrial beings, the need for effective communication becomes critical. Miscommunication or misunderstanding could lead to catastrophic consequences. Enter the concept of a human-to-alien translator, a device that translates our human mumblings into light and sound signals that aliens can understand. Imagine having a device that could save you from being the first human eaten alive. Meet the ultimate alien translator, your key to survival in an alien invasion. This compact $5,000 marvel is more than a mere gadget. It's a lifeline. It's powered by cutting-edge artificial intelligence that masterfully deciphers your human mumblings. But it doesn't stop there. This extraordinary device goes beyond mere translation. It transforms your words into a symphony of light and sound, a language compelling and comprehensive to our extraterrestrial counterparts. Now that might sound like a steep price, but can you really put a price tag on your safety or the opportunity to communicate with beings from another world? This isn't just about survival, it's about opening doors to new interstellar relationships. So while the rest of the world is scrambling for cover, you'll be there, calmly initiating dialogue with our galactic visitors. With the ultimate alien translator, you'll not only survive an alien invasion, but also initiate intergalactic diplomacy. Think about it. Do you want to be the first human eaten alive? Let's be real, none of us do. This is where the ultimate alien translator shines. By converting our language into light and sound, it gives us a fighting chance to communicate, to negotiate, to survive. It's not just about understanding aliens, it's about being ready when the unexpected happens. So why risk it? Secure your survival and purchase the ultimate alien translator. Don't be the first human eaten alive, be the first to communicate.
And we're back.
Which sponsors are you putting in today?
We have a new sponsor. It's actually the Alien Human Decoder Translator, guaranteed that you will not be the first human eaten by aliens.
Sounds really important, though. Like,
If you can
sign me up.
afford it, yeah, if you can afford it, you better get it, because
Yeah.
you will not be
Yeah.
the first person.
That is totally one of those things that, like, you always say, damn it, why didn't I have that when it's already too late?
Yeah, and who wants to be the first person that gets eaten? Nobody.
Well,
I mean, you could package up that with the
Well.
Godzilla detector.
Catrina, I don't know if you heard this, but the price of a 69 went up to $1.03 because the price of eating out went up.
got it.
I thought it went to 96.
Oh, $1.03 is that's right. $1.03 is only when fellatio goes up as well. So sorry.
All right.
96.
Love you, Brian.
Oh, God. All right, yeah.
That was
I'll have to keep that in
That was-
mind. Pockets loaded.
don't take any Bitcoin, by the way, for that.
Good news is I never have. I
Oh,
assume
good.
that it's like candy from a stranger. You just shouldn't accept it.
20 years
Exactly.
ago, 15 years ago, it's time to take it.
Yeah, yes. But I don't know. It seems so unstable, just like every other financial investment at the moment. So I guess maybe I can't say too much about it, but seems like one of the more unstable ones.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
invest my
say
dollars
that-
in dollars.
I think that Catrinarae coin would be a good investment.
Oh,
Like the
Yeah.
Susan B. Anthony coin.
okay.
Actually, it's Maya. A Cage Bird Sings. Maya Angelou is on the new quarter. but-
Mm.
What I would invest in is Catrinarae coin.
What does it buy you? Everything? Is it another cryptocurrency? Or is it like a food buck? I feel
like
like it would only be appropriate if it were like a food buck.
It's like for poor people like myself, it gives you a $13 per month subsidy to see your OnlyFans.
Got it.
Hey, I met an OnlyFans model yesterday,
Yeah.
and I'm only her fan. Like, Taylor, you want to say something to these people?
Are you
This is
are you
Taylor.
her OnlyFans?
No,
Or
the Taylor.
looks like window to me.
We're at the golf course in Salida. got Catrina Ray, Painted Medicine.
Well, hello.
Hi.
She said hello.
She
I'll
wasn't
do
on the
one
camera.
more.
Are you at the golf course, Brian?
Yes, I am.
All right, when we're done with this, I'll drive up there.
Oh well, there you go. We can have Catrina Ray. Are you coming?
Oh, sure. It'll take me a couple of days.
We'll
Tell
be
us
there.
again why you're moving. Why are you moving? Fill us in.
Uh,
Where were you at before?
I'm sorry.
Why are you moving? Where are you moving? What's going on?
Well, for the most part, I'm kind of moving because of, well, I haven't exactly been thrilled with the area I've been for a little bit. I had a really traumatic experience earlier this year. I started kind of exploring outside of my own hometown a little bit here and ended up seeing somebody in the area I'm moving to. So I will be moving into a completely different area, seeing somebody new, and kind of starting that whole big shindig.
You're moving for love.
Yes, yes. I'm a cynic. We don't talk about love here, but yes, yes.
Okay, as a cynic,
Mhm.
I
Type A
like that.
commitment phobe. Yeah, all of it.
Are you like? Do you have avoidant attachment style?
They have a what?
Avoidant attachment style.
Hmm. Kind of. I definitely like I said, I am a bit more of a commitment phobe. I don't like promising too many things. I feel like promises are usually kind of unwise. I think it's better to kind of let things go forward and progress to see where things go. And I'm not exactly someone who requires labels very much. So it's not like I find a comfort in a label. So I don't know. I'm a strange character in that matter.
I stop saying I promise about anything. I say I will do my best.
Yes. Yeah. I usually do
Because-
too.
Right? Promises. I mean, that's like you got to put everything on the line. If shit hits the fan and I promise you, I'd give you a ride, but it's like, no, I'll do my best.
Yep.
Promises are easily broken. Where when I say I'll do my best, as long as I did my best, I didn't fail myself.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I always I heard this phrase not for the first time, but again recently, and it seemed awfully fitting for a few scenarios in my life. But the idea of under promising and over delivering, at least when it comes to business, it's always a smart tactic. So I'm kind of a big believer in not promising things that I don't know for a fact I can deliver the way that I should. So if I can exceed someone's expectations, great. It's just a bonus.
That's really smart because I try to do that. Like, I try to have people they like, they underestimate me. And then
Yep.
when they realize I'm a pimp, then it's like,
Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't sing his own praises very much, but I've been around music my whole life. Since I was a little kid, I was a roadie. Yeah, my grandfather was a rodeo announcer, and we did sound systems for musicians in the country world. And so I've been around a lot of guitarists. I've been around a lot of musicians. This man is quite possibly the most interesting, skilled musician I've ever seen. He can make a broken ass 2-string guitar sound like most men can't make a 6-string guitar sound. So
hey, I don't want to like blow my own horn, but I'm best friends with Kenny Burnside, who is R.L. Burnside's grandson.
Okay.
and he invited me to his show on Friday at the Stoke Barbecue. So I have to go check him out. I got to go check him out. He plays like his granddad. He plays original blues, and I got to play with him one time.
This Friday?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to play with him, but I got to play with him one time when his uncle was there, and he let me use his guitar to play with him. He was like, it's pretty good. Catrina, how do you overcome your self-consciousness and stage fright when you're in front of a camera?
Oh my God, I don't. Fun fact, I tell people all the time, if you put a microphone in my hand and put me up on stage, I would probably cry my face off. But like, we'll walk happily down the street totally naked and no issues whatsoever. I don't understand it. It's like you can't shame me publicly, but for some reason, people scare me to death. Don't know what it is.
As long as you don't have to speak, you're okay.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Karaoke, worst nightmare. Yep. So much anxiety.
But you have this internal confidence that I find unshakenly steady.
For myself and my personal life and my skills and the things that I can do, yeah, I'm fairly confident in those things. So.
Exactly. What about you, Dustin? You got stage fright?
Yeah. You've seen me try to paint live publicly, and I can't fucking do it. I end up like getting other people up there painting in place of me. I could paint in front of you and the homies, but and the friends in the studio when there's music breaking out, speakers breaking open, and stuff like that. But like getting in, I could do it in front of strangers, like in a crowd in front of strangers. But here in town, with like if there's 100 people standing around, I know half of them. I fuck it all up. But with art, especially abstract art, no one knows you're fucking it up, which is kind of forgiving. Do you get stage fright, Brian?
Catrina. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
I've seen it happen once. Over at the old Biker and the Baker, you had stage fright that night. But then after a couple minutes around, having a glass of wine, your stage fright went away and you ripped the hell out of that guitar. It was awesome.
Okay, all I want to know is what you have to tell Salida for this last part. Thank you for coming on the Salida Style podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. We don't know. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. So
you'll have to come out and see this funky town, Catrina. It's like nowhere I've ever lived in my whole life. 80% of the people are creative.
It's funny. I remember going through Colorado, and for some reason, I'm pretty sure I didn't go, but for some reason, I remember the name Salida so like vividly. I don't know if maybe I passed by it or saw signs for it or something, but I've driven through Colorado a few times now.
All right, we're just waiting here for you next time. You're gonna come. Check us out.
Well, Salida it comes from the word Salida. People just mispronounce words around here, and they turn it into white words. Salida is a Hispanic word, and when you go to a bar like a barrio or in a Hispanic neighborhood, it says instead of exit, it says Salida. And so Salida, for so many people that I know, Brian's been here for a bit, like 20 years, but when I got here 10 years ago, it was my exit from my former reality, and it kept me like, okay, it didn't keep me sane because I was crazy as fuck, but it kept me from like doing dumb shit insane. So it's an interesting little bird.
Yeah. And honestly, I get you. They constantly do the same thing over here where it's like, all of this stuff is Lancaster or Lancaster. Everyone keeps arguing about the pronunciation. But hey, I'm from Pennsylvania, where like there's random towns named Blue Ball and Intercourse and some of the strangest things you'll ever hear as far as like town names that exist.
Did you say a town named Blue Ball?
There is a town in Pennsylvania that is literally called Blue Ball. And it's
Yeah, I've
actually
been there.
fairly close to the city that is called Intercourse.
Yeah, I've been there.
Fucked, right?
And it's the funny thing is, if everybody in Blue Ball doesn't have any transportation, so they can never get to
I can't
Intercourse.
go to Intercourse.
Yeah, you're right in the middle of Amish country in those areas. So, yep.
what
That
we
horse
need
and
is
buggy
like-
takes a little bit. That Uber, that Uber's like a couple days out, bro.
What we need is like a Intercourse shuttle to go from Blue Ball to Intercourse, and then we'll be good.
All
Is it
I'm
called the
saying
Orgy
is,
Shuttle?
all I'm saying is, whatever strip club exists between the two has to make a killing. Come on,
You gotta have a shuttle
on.
too. Gotta have a shuttle.
Yes, shuttle.
I mean, what's the word of advice for Salida? Do we need a shuttle, or what do we need?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess I'd have to know the names of your surrounding towns to really be able to determine.
I think we need a strip club.
A strip club? You guys need a strip club out there?
Oh, we got a class. So
Yeah, it might be good. We got one apart on the highway for like 5.2 million, and we're trying to buy it for a strip club.
Mm. Well, you guys have a lot of casinos out that way, don't you? Colorado have casinos like everywhere.
Up north
No.
we do, but not in here, not in this county. But we could open the first casino strip club in Chaffee County and weed
There you
store.
go. There you go. There's your ideas.
we need to reopen a speakeasy.
Yeah, you'll come
Yeah,
help us out. You come help us out, Katrina Ray.
happily. That's my job. I consult.
Okay, once we get the $1 million from my back pocket and my other jeans, we'll get you.
Got it.
What's one word of advice that you could give to Salida right now?
Oh, well, let me think. First off, I guess my best advice going into like the holiday season is I always tell people stay safe. That's kind of a big one. You always want to be safe, be alert, be aware of everything around you. You never, whether it's a scam, whether it's your safety, you have no idea. This time of year can get a little crazy. People get desperate. So be safe. But also, I always try to tell people to give people you haven't given a chance in a while another chance. This is a good time of year to like talk to people, reach out to them. People feel more giving, a little warmer, a little more friendly. And it's a good time of your year to like forgive some things, look past them, and form a new relationship with people. This is the time of year I go through every year and I like look through my block list on Facebook because yes, there's a lot of people on my block lists, but I like look through my block list and unblock about 10 or 20 people just to, I don't know, kind of get over
That's
something.
Hey, maybe I could do that for the people that already died.
You
Thank
block
you for your
people who are
wisdom.
dead.
Well, before they died.
Yeah.
Thank you for your wisdom, Katrina Ray.
Yeah.
We love you, and we want you to come back to Salida.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to come back.
Congratulations on
Okay.
all your awesomeness.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna head out now. And,
All right. Have a good show on Friday. You said Friday? Have a good one.
If you wanted to be a star, you can play it.
Tarot card reader, poet laureate, deep in his soul, Mexican songwriter, captain of the lake boat in control. Speedboat racer, catching catfish, no delay. Berry taster, bud tender, exploring all the way. Rock digger, heart hugger, carving runes with finesse. Pie eater, cult leader, he's got that unique address. Bass guitarist, lyricist, dropping rhymes that stick. Misfit philosopher, tribal elder, his wisdom slick. Pimp, Rocky Mountain, Snoop Dogg, smooth and fly. Ambassador of peace, be real, reaching for the sky. Home escort service, bra inspector, he's got game. Dog walker, ladder holder, painting his own fame.